Russ talks about how we're often, like, if you see a tweet right now, you're seeing a page or even half a page in someone's book. And if they're 30 years old, you're trying to do the math on this, but let's say you got a 40,000 page book right now if you're 30 years old, and each day is one page. We're taking a tweet and we're judging that person on the entirety of their story, their book, by one page. So if you flip open to page 87 of a 40,000 page lifelong book to the point that someone's 30 years old, you're going to snap judge and maybe decide to not clue in on what they're doing, clue in on the lessons they could teach you, dive deeper into the book based on a sentence, two sentences, a page. So we're often judging somebody's entire book on a page in it. I'll kick it to you. Thoughts on that?
Yeah. So like what comes to mind for me is like when you when you see a clip of someone in an interview or you see something on Twitter, which is like I feel like where a lot of this stuff for my mind like stems from. It's so easy to draw this snap judgment of like, no, I don't like him. I don't like her. Like I don't agree with that. And then like forever permanently, you just write them off. You're just like, yeah, like I don't like what they say because this one thing or I just had a conversation the other day about a professional athlete and someone was like, yeah, I just don't really like him. And I didn't get into why you don't like him. I can imagine I have a pretty good idea why they don't like him. And that reason is it's not political, but it's like a belief based thing. And it's like, so you don't know he's roughly 35 years old. He's one of the best in the world at what he does. You only know him on his sport, which he's won quite a bit at. And then you know him from like some of the things he's said, you know, in public or whatever. You don't like him? Like you don't even fucking know him. And there's so much of that because of social media, because of interviews and like how we consume information. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. Like I think social media and the interviews and TV and all that, like it does provide a different perspective on athletes and celebrities and people in general that absolutely 100 years ago didn't exist. So I think there's positives to that. But we also have lent ourselves to this like very judgment based society where it's just like if I see one thing that I don't like, I'm not a fan of that person anymore. And to your point with the example with Russ, it's like that is a single page or that is a single interview. Like this guy's done 100,000 interviews or however many. I mean, that's a lot, but he's done, let's call it,
Sure.
he's done 1,000 interviews and you're taking one 15-second clip of one of those 1,000 interviews and deciding that from now on, you're not a fan.